My name's Edward Garcia,
And what's the name of your company?
Associated Tax Consultants.
What do you do?
I'm an accountant.
Nice.
We're tax consultants.
So what's the best thing you've learned so far for this event or from Dave in general?
Okay, let me take out my list. Okay, let's start with Steve. One of the things Steve says that when he was talking about money and pricing, okay, is money worth your freedom? Is the price of my services worth your freedom? And he was so right, because we have a hard time, accountants have a hard time increasing our clients as anything, and we have a lot of value that we bring to the client, and with Steve it's criminal freedom. But with us is, do you really want, the only thing between you and I is the IRS. What price is that worth to you? Okay, so that's something I learned from Steve. Of course, everything else is now from Dave. I love what he talked about the cab incident. And he said about, we go through life, he didn't say that, but we go through life with blinders. And we try to solve the problem in front of us. And what we see is what we want to solve and what we want to do. And he got into this accident in cab, and he was reminiscing as to his decision to do what he did, and this changed his life. And sometimes something drastic has to happen to you to realize, don't use blinders. You have to be aware of your surroundings. You have to not take care of that. There are other ways of solving problems. You don't have to run and get yourself into a position that you're going to actually hurt yourself when you could do it in a business environment and do it correctly. And that he called the life changes of a life changes his life. Another thing Dave did was don't let them forget you, and he's absolutely right. I've let my clients, I've resolved a problem, anything. They come in once a year. They don't give me referrals because basically they forget me for a whole year. And we do send out postcards in Thanksgiving saying Happy Thanksgiving. We do send out postcards in sometimes we send them out in October. In December, Merry Christmas, but it leads up to tax season because we want them to remember us, And then in January, we send out the postcard saying it's that time of the year again. One year I forgot to send out the postcard. I had a client of mine ostracize me. You didn't send me my postcard.
So it's working.
Okay, oops, I will make sure I'll send it to you next year. Okay, and that was don't let them forget you. Another thing Dave says,
You're like, I don't understand my handwriting.
my own advice is, okay, this is something that that I did, and this is me. You cannot have a conversation, number one, if you don't talk. If you're in an elevator and you stay silent, you'll get exactly what you've done, silence. You cannot have a conversation if you don't speak. Okay, that's me. You cannot have a conversation if someone else speaks and you don't say anything. Being, again, an accountant and an introvert, I have a tendency of listening to the person and saying, you're right, understanding, saying anything, but I don't say anything. In my mind, I am resolving his problems, but it's not coming out verbally. So you have to verbalize that solution. Tell the person how you can impact his problem, life, everything else. And this is basically my conclusion. You have to talk.
Perfect. Thank
That's
you
it.
so much. You did great.
Oh, I have to give you an advertising of my company.
You have to do a what?
I have to advertise my company at the end.
Go ahead.
Associated Tax Consultants, Miami Lake. We do problems and resolutions. We also do ITINs. We're certified acceptance agents. We do accounting. We have 4 departments. We have payroll, accounting, income tax, and corporate. And we have 4 divisions in our practice. We have a practice in Miami Lakes, Hialeah. We have 18 people working for us. I hire family and staff. I have my nephew who's here today. My niece is in charge of the payroll department. I have my nephew that's in charge of income tax. The nephew here is in charge of corporate. And the only thing I do is make sure that I have families happy and my clients are happy. And that's my commercial.